I want to break down the economy by the numbers because the economy, as you said, and inflation remain top issues facing voters. Earlier this month, the Nasdaq closed at an all-time high. The S&P 500 hit a record high, and April CPI report showed inflation is cooling down. Do you think voters will attribute these types of numbers, think more favorably about Biden when it comes to the economy, or is that not the case just yet?
Well, this is what has head scratching over at the Biden campaign. They're saying the economy is getting better, inflation is coming down, jobs are good, unemployment is low. If I ask people how are you doing in their personal life, a lot of people say pretty good. And they're wondering, why can't we communicate this? Well, I think there are one or two explanations of that. One is inflation, unlike unemployment, affects everybody. So unemployment, if it goes from 3% or 4% to 6%, that affects directly 2%. When the price of eggs goes up 30 or 40%, that affects almost everybody who buys eggs. And so I do think you see this widespread inflation effect. And we haven't seen that in politics for a long time because we haven't seen inflation since perhaps Jimmy Carter. But it was devastating back then. And it is devastating now to a politician running for office. And nearly 50% of the people in our poll believe that their personal economic situation is getting worse. And again, that is primarily traceable to the higher expense of middle class life.
So, Mark, based on that, do you think that this election is going to come down to the economy and the economy alone?
Well, the economy, as you know, is always a big issue. But there are a number of issues floating around here: the economy, immigration, crime, climate change, racial equity, abortion. I'm not going to attribute it yet to one single issue because we're not down to the final shoot of the campaign, which won't occur until Labor Day. If I had to call the campaign today, Trump is clearly ahead. People are upset about the economy. They think Trump did a better job. And that's the basis on which I'd call the election.